It's another episode of the Pin High Podcast presented by Golficity. We have a great show recapping DJ's win of the Travelers Championship. We're giving DFS and betting picks for the Rocket Mortgage Classic in Detroit, the Detroit Golf Club, and we're capping it off with our Birdies and Bogeys of the week. So let's get into it. All right, let's start out by giving a quick shout out to ourselves. Got some fire merch on the store. You can get it at the link www.golficity.com/pinhighmerch. And it's also in our Instagram bio or Twitter bio, all that. We got a Boom Sauce shirt out.
It's fire.
It's awesome.
So that's the
you got it pulled
shirt
up right now. The beach towel is also a nice touch.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
And also, if you're in the business of making money,
Yes,
that's our motto.
Also a good one. All right, so let's get into the Travelers Championship. DJ breaks through for his 21st win on tour. It was an interesting finish in that it was like different from the past few weeks. I feel like it wasn't like a bunch of guys like who were really in it. Like
yeah, there was
before.
like a couple guys in it, and like
Not as much as the week
pretty much
prior.
DJ needed to like collapse at the end, and like he
almost
did.
did.
He had his feet in the water.
He made bogey on. Yeah, he made his feet in the water. He made bogey on 7. What was the par 3? 17 or 16?
He also went OB on a hole.
Yeah.
Like just barely OB on a hole.
A lot of people were going OB on that hole all week.
Like right near the train tracks.
Yeah.
But yeah, when DJ was taking his shoes off and was about to go in the water, I was like, oh no, here we go.
He did go in the water.
And he did go in the water, and then he hit a shot, and it honestly wasn't a good shot coming out of the water, and he chipped it really close with the next shot and ended up making par. So
yeah, that was
nice. That was a good save there.
From down there, he just hits it that close.
And then a shout out to Trevor for the Kevin Streelman pick.
3 weeks in a row.
It almost would have been the third straight week with a winner, and that would have been a out of nowhere winner.
True.
3 weeks in a row for me though for picking someone in the top 2.
Yeah.
Good
Did
on
answer.
that.
Yeah, answer was
in
top
my,
2 the week before,
yeah.
and then
And then Burger for week 1.
Right. So yeah, Kevin Streelman played well. I mean, I had 100 about him as well last week, and then Brendan Todd.
I still think that was so funny when you literally said like Kevin Streelman's like could be a good pick, and I literally like just pointed at
at your screen and you're like, I have Kevin Streelman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I mean, he plays well at this course. He was T15 last year or something like that.
Who?
Streelman.
Streelman, yeah, he's T15 last year, like T8 the year before,
second.
and he's won before.
Yeah, he's won. So
yeah, so he was kind of like, but he wasn't playing that well, so nobody really knew. Like, okay, he was like 6 of 16 cuts, so it's like kind of like okay, a shot in the dark. But his course history
definition of a course horse right there.
Yeah, he had some good stats for the course too.
Yeah, definitely.
When you were about to say Brendan Todd, like. He hit almost every fairway. That was sick.
Yeah. What is he, third in driving accuracy?
He's third in driving accuracy.
How is
72%?
How is he third? How is he third in driving accuracy if he's hit like every single fairway? Like no man.
I wonder who's ahead of him. I mean, I think Jim Furyk's probably ahead of him. Jim Furyk.
Jim Furyk could be ahead of him.
Okay. Oh, like on tour for I guess the whole season.
The whole season. But like, he's been good.
But since the break, he has to be first. There's no way he's not first.
Since the break, he's definitely first. Let's see who's ahead of him. Jim Furyk, I was right, is number 1.
Ryan Armour. Didn't Ryan Armour do well?
Yeah,
Ryan
Armour did do well.
Ryan Armour is just ahead of him. Jim Furyk is at 78% driving accuracy.
54 or 55 fairways going into like Saturday though.
Really?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Since the break, so like for over 2.5 tournaments, he was 54 at 55 fairways. That is wild.
I mean, just thinking about it, his average driving distance is like 280 yards. Like,
yeah,
that's how far I hit the ball.
I mean, he's
occasionally.
He's in the final group at the Travelers and he's hitting 54, 55 fairways. Like that's like doesn't matter how far he hit the ball. He's like that's.
I mean, that's definitely a good course for him to play at. Of course,
yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately, he fell apart on Sunday.
Yeah, that was.
I think he had one triple bogey that just like ruined his round, and he like if he didn't have that hole, he probably would have been right in the chase.
Shanked it over the green, hit it short of the green, hit it back on. I was like, and then I turned it on later in the day, and it was he like had like a chip for like an eagle chip like on that short par 4, and hits like 35 feet, so he had no chance to make birdie there. Didn't seem like anything was going his way at all.
Yeah, he just had one of those bad days, which whatever. Like Brendan Todd was like winning all those tournaments at the beginning of the year, if you remember, and he was like on fire near the beginning.
Where is he in the FedEx Cup?
That's what I was searching. He's 6th right now in the FedEx Cup money list.
That's crazy because that actually means something this year.
Right.
And last year it did because like whatever it is, like the last event of the FedEx Cup playoffs, you start like a certain under par.
I mean, there's a couple. There's a couple.
No, that was last year too, though.
Yeah, it was last year too. There's a couple names.
Yeah, no, I know.
There's a couple names in here. Lanto Griffin and Sebastian Munoz are both in the top 10 of the FedEx Cup standings.
I think that's because like guys like
they play more.
They play. I guess.
Yeah, they played more, and like the big a lot of the big names haven't played like as much.
I mean, as you expect, like Webb Simpson, Justin Thomas, Sungjae Im, Rory, Patrick Reed. Like near the top.
DJ jumped up like 100 spots or something like that this week.
DJ went from
22nd.
He went from 103 up to 22nd.
Yeah, 22nd. Yeah.
Which is crazy.
That's crazy. Also, somebody who probably went from unranked to somewhere in there was Will Gordon. Will Gordon, he come in third, T3?
With a he was the only reason he was playing because it was sponsorship exemption.
He's only played in one tournament, so he's not.
No, he's not. No, he's like he's basically. No, he played on that, and he got T3 to like, so now he has like a temporary membership for the rest of the year.
He's good for the rest of the year.
Yeah, but like that, like this one tournament, like maybe like
if he won the year,
he
would be exempt from like another 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, that's crazy.
He said yes to the rest of the year. He's I don't know what the deal is with him trying to get the FedEx Cup.
Talk about making the most of your opportunities. Yeah. He's finished like top 20 in like every like PGA Tour event that he's like played in this year.
Which is like
through exams.
Yeah, he's I think the worst one he came in was like T21.
Right.
That's wild.
I mean, just making the most of it, I guess. He doesn't even have like status on the Korn Ferry Tour. Like he can't even just like go play in a Korn Ferry
On Saturday morning before it started, I was in the Cape this weekend. Me and this kid both put $20 on Will Gordon to win, and it was to win $660. And almost if he didn't shoot 2 over on Saturday, let's just say he shoots 2 under, he's 21 under on the tournament.
Right.
And
I mean, just to like put it in perspective of how far out of it he is, when we were like looking for picks later and we were Googling, like we usually go to the PGA Tour website and find all the stats there. Couldn't even find a stat page for Will Gordon on the PGA Tour. The only thing you could find is like his Mackenzie Tour, which is like the Canadian Tour. Like that's the only like page you could find for him, and it has nothing of him playing on the PGA Tour, which is crazy. But
yeah, we'll talk more about Will Gordon later. So the U.S. Open is moving from Fox to NBC, and
I'm sad about this.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I mean NBC is great, but like Fox like you only does like the U.S. Open, only does like.
Does like USAM. A thing every year,
and like
kind of like ESPN does like the Masters. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of one of those things.
It's like I've gotten used to the idea of like okay, like when I see the Fox like broadcasting golf, I'm like okay, it's the U.S. Open.
US
this
Open
is so
and like
cool.
The USGA awesome. And Fox have like the same colors.
Exactly,
like,
it's the red, white, and blue is perfect. It makes the U.S. Open more unique, and I love it.
I mean, honestly, I'm not a fan of Joe Buck, so I'm.
You're not a fan? I love Joe Buck. I love Joe Buck.
Our guy Jason Sobel tweeted this the other day. He was like, NBC, we're going to like get away from Arnold Palmer's vision of the Golf Channel being in Orlando, and we're going to move it all to Connecticut just to like save some budget. And then also NBC, like, let's get the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Let's spend all the money on the U.S. Open.
I mean, who wouldn't want the U.S. Open? I don't know.
Like you're talking about budgetary constraints because of COVID and stuff, and then you get the U.S. Open like the week after you fire like a ton of people in Orlando.
Well, yeah,
exactly.
But I wonder what happens with like Fox's like crew, because like yesterday you're like, oh, so like what happens to Shane Bacon?
Yeah.
Like, I wonder what happens with their crew because their only golf event is
Brad Faxon. Brad Faxon doesn't do anything.
Yeah, like they only do the U.S. Open. So like I wonder if are they like free agents now? Are they gonna get to go like
they might
go to other like networks, CBS, NBC? I would love to see Nick Faldo be like replaced on the #1 team because like I don't love him. So
Shane Bacon is like a sick golfer. He used to be on like mini tours. He
definitely qualified.
He's boys with Homa.
Yeah, I mean
they have the podcast together.
It's so good.
I don't know. It's just gonna be interesting to see like what happens.
I would love to see NBC just like redo their whole like color scheme and everything for the U.S. Open and make it like red, white, and blue like Fox did. Because like that's for me that's what made it. I'm like that's so cool. And the music. They probably won't, but like the music was awesome as well. The music was like, okay, I'm watching the U.S. Open.
Fox has the best, awesome. They have like the best graphics, but like,
they do. I do. I think
the first year as on-air talent though, I don't know. Like
it probably wasn't. This is like the first they've only been doing it for like 4 or 5 years now, and like the first year they weren't that great. I still loved it the first year because it was like I thought it was.
I mean, I was like reading something like Fox has a lot of like innovative stuff with golf like that, like other networks have now like taken. I don't know exactly what that means.
They were like the first people to actually like use like shot tracer like
on
every single
hole.
hole. Yeah, it was, which I loved.
That changed.
That changed everything because now they use like every shot. Like people use every shot.
Yeah, I wonder what the next like big advancement's gonna be. Like there's shot tracer. Like, are we now gonna be able to just like have a camera on the ball and like you just see the ball flight from the ball?
Drone.
You've seen that video, right? Of the
drone following the shot. That's so cool.
It makes too much noise though for that to.
It makes a lot of noise, and I feel like it'd be very difficult to do that every single hole. But very, very like whatever. Sad to see Fox go, but I guess still the U.S. Open, still NBC.
I mean, NBC's moving.
Get
Mike Tirico, Mike Tirico in the call. I'm absolutely fine with
the
Mike
Golf
Tirico.
Channel's moving right into our neighborhood in Stanford. So
yeah, I know.
I mean,
maybe we'll do the podcast from there.
Yeah.
So more positive COVID tests on the tour. It seems like it's just getting like worse and worse. Honestly, like
I mean,
it's a little alarming to
see
if.
Happen.
Yeah, it is. But like I bet they've planned for this, so it'll be fine. But it'll be interesting because it's Harris English, Dylan Fratelli.
Jason Day was just
a couple of other ones
displaying symptoms. He played by himself.
Yeah, he played around by himself. There was a couple guys withdrew this week, right? And I forget who was it that was playing by himself. There was like one
Webb
player.
Simpson, maybe.
No, he didn't play last week. But there was one player who like both the people in his group just like withdrew. So like he just played around like by himself because there was no one.
Oh, the first round.
Yeah.
Oh,
the second round. He played the second round by himself because like somebody tested positive. I forget who it was.
That's funny.
I was like it was like a little bizarre because they like they put him on the like Golf Channel like for like a moment and he was the only one like on the hole like hitting. It was just him and his caddy and it was like, oh, weird.
That's kind of
and like it was extra weird because like that's obviously happened before, but it was extra weird because there was no fans, so it was like literally just him and his caddy
just watching
on the golf
him play
course.
golf.
Yeah,
exactly. That's interesting. Yeah. So let's get into the Rocket Mortgage Classic. You're doing the preview for it. There's only 2 of the top 10 teeing up this week. It's a weird field, so I'll let you.
Reed and Simpson are the only 2. Patrick Reed and Webb Simpson are the only 2 of the top 10 teeing it up this week. I mean, there's a couple people right outside, like Bryson. We're at Detroit Country Club this week. This is the second year that the Rocket Mortgage Classic has been in Detroit, like in a row. Par 72, 73.40, so a little bit longer than the last 2 weeks. It's a Donald Ross design, so like it's actually like a classic Donald Ross design, so like pretty much straight, narrow fairways with like that are all tree lined, and like all the holes run like north south, south north. There's not a lot of like different layouts, so like a lot of the holes look very similar. And like I was reading something saying that like when you're watching the broadcast this week, like you might get a little bored because like all the holes, you might think they're playing the same hole like over and over and over again, but I don't know, all the holes look very similar. Over the last few years, to prepare for the Rocket Mortgage Classic, they've actually like lengthened the course, so it's a little bit longer.
I mean, yeah, it's like
they had to.
They have 2 different. They have 2 different courses, and they like joined them together.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's a par 68, I think, and like they changed it around so that they could make it a par 72.
Yeah, POA greens for the second week in a row, which is not like a normal green that they usually play on. Driving distance will probably be pretty irrelevant this week, at least in my opinion. Most of the holes play the same, and like these guys are all pretty good with their approaches. So like,
unless you're Bryson and you actually blow it past.
Well, yeah,
like,
but like
everybody.
I don't. But like
every tree and everything like that.
Bryson's problem is he has to play his wedge game well then. So like, wedge game, mid iron. I mean, whatever. I think this week the biggest thing will be your approach shots, like I was saying, and I think a hot putter will be important this week if you putt well. Like you see it every week. Like pretty much, if somebody gets hot off the putter, they play well and they go up the leaderboard.
What about strokes gained approach?
That's what I said. Approach. Strokes gained approach is a key stat this week. Okay. I mean, honestly, I didn't say ball striking was key this week.
Wait,
but that's pretty much ball striking.
But Jeek, is it more important this week than any other week?
Yes, definitely. No. Par 4s gained apparently is a good one. A lot of par 4s, I guess. And like people need to go low. The winning score last year was 25 under. So that's pretty low. So
I heard it was 6 shots above the next person.
Yeah, it was 6 shots against the next person. But getting a lot of birdies this week, you just gotta like birdie percentage, eagles gain, scrambling, like stuff like that.
I heard they make the rough longer though to prevent that from happening again. Though.
I mean,
Detroit Country Club did that.
They're tearing up these courses.
No,
right
they are tearing up the courses. But I heard just like Detroit Country Club didn't want to see a 25 under par again.
Yeah, that's embarrassing if you're a course.
It is, especially a PGA Tour course. Like people are just like a bad round is like 68.
I mean, yeah.
Like,
So last year's winner was Nate Lashley, was 25 under. He won by 6 strokes though, which is like the second.
Who's in
longest.
second again?
I don't even know. It doesn't. Actually,
We have a lot of
I have the standings right here. Actually, Doc Redman was in second.
Right.
Which we'll get into that later. Yeah. So Nate Lashley won by 6 strokes last year, which was like the second biggest like lead last year.
I feel like this tournament's just so weird because
it is.
It's only the second running of the event, and the only running of the event, Nate Lashley wins, and it's just like all these random guys at the top. Not random, just not top 20, 30, 40, 50 players in the world that are winning.
His odds this week were like, I don't even know, plus like.
They were high.
Dude, he's plus 100 to make the cut.
And I thought about taking it, but I was like, I don't know. He might not make
plus
the cut.
100 or plus
1? Like
plus
even,
100.
Even
so
money.
even.
Okay, yeah. And he won this tournament
Yeah, he won the tournament last year, and he has like he's the last, like everybody is minus money to make the cut, right? And then he's just even. So interesting.
That's weird. It almost doesn't make sense, but like. He's not. I mean, he isn't playing very well recently.
Coming back, I don't know if you're gonna have a random winner this year. The field's definitely more stacked this year than
it's
not stacked. It's not stacked, but it's better this year than it was last year.
But this is better than last year. But this feels like kind of like what Hilton hit would be, like a couple. Like,
what it would be.
Couple big names, mostly guys that not everyone knows, and it's like, but then it's like. Changed because just of COVID.
Yeah, I mean Bryson and stuff are in this term.
Bryson,
yeah, Patrick Reed,
Webb Simpson,
Tyro
Ricky,
Hatton, Ricky's in it, Sanjay M.
It's still
a good field.
It's a better field, but like it's better. Like it feels like it's something like just like an average tournament. Like this is like probably I wouldn't say below average, but like it's like.
For right now, it's been like we've been like blessed with having like these stacked fields the last couple of weeks where we had like almost everybody in the top 40 last week.
I mean, hey, I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah,
it's still golf. It's still sports. We can bet on. It's still sports we can watch.
Kind of as I was saying, like seeing just who won the last couple of weeks, like Dustin Johnson won, Webb Simpson won, Daniel Berger won. They're kind of all
big names,
top,
household
big
names.
Yeah. Like I
wonder
may
be a little different.
wonder what happens this week if like one of those big name, like you were talking about like the top 8 or something like that. Like there's bets for that. Like I wonder if one of those guys wins or if it's just gonna be somebody random.
I think this is the first week that's gonna be someone random, not random, but like someone like lower names gonna win.
Right.
Although I could easily see Bryson taking it.
Oh no, I can too. I think
I can see Bryson
tune in the wedges.
I don't think Webb or Patrick Reed will win it, but I think if anyone that's a big name is going to win, I think Bryson could definitely win it.
I think Bryson's like plus 650. Like that's crazy. That's a crazy odds on to win a tournament.
And he's he's been like top 10 every single tournament.
Yeah, he's like minus 137 to finish top 10, which is like crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I could see him honestly like shooting like 20, like 5 under at this tournament. But like,
probably,
you never know.
I mean, yeah, his wedges have to be in soon. I mean, his wedges weren't that good.
One thing I'll tell you, he's not worth having on your DFS team.
Oh,
he's
definitely not. He's
11,700.
And even if you have him on your team, like I feel like a lot of people are still going to have him on their team just because it's Bryson.
I wouldn't pick him.
No,
I mean, you want to get into DFS?
Sure, let's get into DFS. So there's a little recap of last week. It was kind of a tough week because like. The cut line was at -4.
Yeah, second week in a row. Like it was
and all of our so many of the guys besides like Kevin Streelman were at like 3 under and 2 under. So
I had Scheffler and Bubba who were both at 3 under, cut line at 4. I think Fitzpatrick was at 2.
I had more at 3 under.
Fitzpatrick was at 2 and Moore was at 3 under. So pretty much all of our guys that missed the cut missed the cut like on the cut line.
And Koepka, who I was so high on, right as the episode comes out on Wednesday,
doesn't play.
He withdraws because his caddy has COVID.
I mean, whatever. We replaced him with Cantley in the Skins lineup, and
Cantley came T12.
He played pretty well.
Cantley played well.
So like, I mean like that's pretty much who I replaced it with. So I guess give me a T12, whatever. So let's get into it this week. I'm not gonna go first because that makes the snake draft weird.
Yeah, G will go first.
All right, so I'm gonna start off with Doc Redman. He's 8,500, and last year at this tournament he finished in solo second, as we mentioned before. I mean, he was 6 strokes behind the leader, but we won't mention that. He's 17th in strokes gained approach. He was a T11 last week. He's 31st in par 4s gained, and he's playing well going into this tournament. He played well here last year, at 8,500. I think that's a good salary. I think he'll play well this week.
Would you say he was this week at the
11th?
Yeah. So I had my eye on him going into it until I saw you got him.
And he's a good ball striker. The stats look good, so
right.
I think it's worth taking him this week.
Who I'm going with first? I feel like first of all, I'm going to preface this with the fact that this is a week where you can have like a higher salary guy or you can maybe have two because you can find value like in like the low 7,000s, high 6,000s.
Definitely.
And it's going to be the guy that's like honestly become maybe my favorite golfer on tour, Victor Hovland. He's 10,000. He has 3 straight top 25 finishes since like we've returned from from the COVID break. He led the Travelers field in strokes gained tee to green, and he was 3rd in strokes gained approach. He's he's ball striking. That's the word for you, Jeek.
Ball striking.
Where he's so well. He's like one of the best players on tour right now at it. And honestly, he just needs to get the putter going. Like he's struggled with the putter a bit, but if he catches fire, he's going to be dangerous.
You say? He led the Travelers in strokes gained tee to green
and 3rd in approach.
Yeah, those are good stats.
Very good stats.
He's playing 6 this year too.
He's
playing well every week.
So good.
I mean, maybe he breaks the Puerto Rico curse this week.
Yeah, that's jeez. I want to go as long.
He was my
he
was my long shot last week.
That's the thing. I love Hovland. I love Finau.
Kind of how we.
I want the curse to go.
Remember how
we
kept picking Sungjae M until he finally won? Maybe we'll just do Victor Hovland.
Which is never gonna happen. That's the Puerto Rico curse. So my first pick, Brandt Snedeker, 7,900. Finished T5 last year. He's not playing the best, but you could say that he's a Donald Ross specialist. He's won at 3 Donald Ross courses, and he was T9 at Pinehurst during the U.S. Open 2014. I looked this up just now. He's number 20, he's in top 25 performers on Donald Ross courses in terms of strokes gained total since 2008. On all the PGA Tour and everyone who's played Donald Ross.
I will say the last time that we went with a course with like a course architecture
we did.
Guy was Siwoo Kim, and
that didn't work out.
That didn't work out.
But Brandt Snedeker is a higher value
and
player.
He is. And also, one of the things I saw when I was like researching my picks was putting is very important here too.
He's a good putter. He's always been a good
obviously
putter.
Snedeker is a fantastic putter. So I think cause he played well last year and it was his first year playing this. He's a Donald Ross guy. He could make some noise.
Also, he's really good around the greens. He's 3rd in saving around the greens.
Scrambling,
scrambling. I don't know.
Oh my god!
If he maybe if his irons aren't totally in tune, but all of a sudden he has his wedges and his putter on, he could go.
If his putter's on, he can make anything.
Exactly.
Absolutely anything.
So I like taking guys. I'm starting to lean towards guys who are good putters because they could make birdies pretty much.
Speaking of good putters, my next pick, JT Poston, 8,700. He's 12 of 16 cuts on tour. He's top 10 in the field in putts per round. And top 15 in sand saves, and there's 87 bunkers on this course, so sand percentage is a big deal. And he also finished T11 last year, so he's another guy who's
I saw him.
I'm surprised. I guess he's played well recently, but his salary is that high. But the stats, the putting, the sand saves, last year he's 12 of 16 cuts. I said, okay, he's a pretty safe bet to probably finish
he played really well. He played really well at the
well.
RBC Heritage and the Charles Schwab.
Yeah.
T8, T10. So he got cut last
week.
He's
He's playing well.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So my next one is gonna be Rory Sabbatini at 8,800. He's a guy at the beginning of the return from the break where I was kind of low on him. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe just because he's a little bit old.
You just picked a random name, probably.
And I was just I just didn't really like him at the beginning, but he's playing so good. He was T14 the Charles Schwab, T21 the Travelers. He was also T3 at this event last year, where we don't really have a lot of course history, but that's something for you. So he's 24. He was 24th in the field, or he is 24th in this field in strokes gained on par fives over his last 50 rounds, which is a pretty big stat. He's going to attack the par fives. And also, we're really big on scoring this week. And he's 18th in birdie opportunities in that same period over those last 50 rounds. So I like him this week.
All right. So since you guys went and my first pick were kind of mid to high salary, I guess. I have the low value play here. And I'm going to go with Cameron Tringali at 6,600, which is dirt cheap. Last year, T5 last year in this tournament, like Pat said, like not much course history, so I take that into account. 28th in strokes gained approach and 40th in par 4 scoring, and like based on those stats and like his value, I figured that like he's a good like play at this price. So,
and well, I don't think you can put too much stock into
the
course history, because only guys who like, not that many guys in the field this year probably played in it last year, or not, like at least the very top guys did. But it is like, you know, it's encouraging. Yeah, I know, but it's encouraging to see that like he did play well there.
I mean, he's another one of those guys.
It's not a
that's
bad
like,
thing.
He's a low key like good ball striker, pretty much. Like he strikes the ball well, pretty much in every tournament he plays. It's just, is he gonna putt well, and how is he gonna be off the tee?
Ball striker.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's our DFS picks. Make sure to also go over to Golf City Bets, the Skins IGTV series. That's coming out. That'll be out by the time this episode comes out, and we're giving you also a DFS lineup. Yes. So let's move on to betting. A little recap. I finally won a best bet. I'm 1-2.
I lost mine.
I'm 0-3 still.
Yeah. So mine was Max Homa over Harry Higgs. I was very low on Harry Higgs, and you know, for a reason, he was 3 over, got cut. Max Homa was 2 over, got cut barely. Like
so you barely won that one.
I won it by 5 strokes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They both got cut, but I won it by 5 strokes.
Cut. Two players a cut, so it's that's funny. It's like they both got cut, but you still won your bet, like the matchup bet.
I probably shouldn't even mention this, but I was that guy that bet against Dustin Johnson last week, and he ended up winning. So.
Yeah, you were like, yeah, people are high on him, but I'm not. I'm gonna fade him this week. Yeah. Wins the tournament.
Oh
well. What Trevor lost his? What was yours?
I was Schauffele versus Cantlay. Schauffele was winning the entire time, and then Cantlay, and then Schauffele shot like 1 over on Sunday and lost by 1 to Cantlay. I was so pissed. I saw it. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Even though Trev picks winners in the other in the DraftKings salaries,
not doing too great.
Where Pat and I are here at 1 point each, and Trevor has 0 points after 3 weeks. That's pretty bad, guys. We gotta step it up on.
I just need a winner. I just need a winner from here. I'll be
a winner. We said was 5 points, right?
Yeah, it is 5 points.
Yeah, it's a long week.
Yes.
Okay.
We should also make it so like if you get like, I don't know, above plus 200, you get like 2 points. You get 2 points.
Yeah.
So like, say if you get your victory.
It encourages us to pick more out there bets.
Yeah. I mean, we've been pretty out there with the bets. I'm like, I don't know. I was safe the first week to get my point.
Abraham answered.
That was my safe bet, but the other 2 weeks I was not. I was in plus money. So
right.
I guess I'll just go and pick my winner, my best bet right now. My winner, I'm actually gonna go with Brendan Todd at plus 9,000. Just cause like he's a fairway finding machine, like we said before, and if he just like finds fairways and like if he just putts well and fixes what he did on Sunday, he could just win the tournament. I mean, he played well last week, just didn't play well on Sunday. Had 1 bad hole, and that just kind of ruined his round. If he doesn't have that bad hole, I don't know. He might have been close to the top, maybe even.
Yeah, I don't hate the pick.
So I mean I'm just kind of taking the hot hand, and plus 9,000. That's great value.
Yeah, I mean, I could see him getting cut. I could see him like winning the tournament. Like it's just such a weird week.
Also, another one to say, like Brendan Todd was winning tournaments at the beginning of the year when the fields are kind of like this. So
yep,
that's true. He's playing in like a similar field. I don't know. And then
this is more his level.
Yeah, I guess. And then my best bet, I'm gonna go to the college bets and top Oklahoma State player, and we were really high on Victor Hovland this week, so he's plus 240 as a top Oklahoma State player, and like Matt Wolf's been playing pretty bad, and like all the other Oklahoma State players are not that notable except for Ricky Fowler. So I say that his only competition this week is Ricky Fowler. So this is pretty much a Hovland versus Fowler bet in my opinion, and we're pretty high on Hovland and also plus 240. That's good money there.
Yeah. All right, so for my winner, I'm kind of sticking to the trend of the Puerto Rican curse ending. Tony Finau at plus 2,500. I just had a gut feeling. We were like grinding out the lineup yesterday. Like me and Jeek were on FaceTime doing some of this, and I feel like I just had this gut feeling that Tony Finau is gonna do well this week.
That's just like a name that you see, and he's not like at the way top of the betting odds. Like that's Bryson and Patrick Reed and Webb Simpson.
I haven't been high on him so far this year.
You move down a little bit, and you see Tony Finau, and that's just like a name, and you're like, wow, he like kind of fits there. Like that's a name that could just go out and win, I guess.
Yeah, I mean he's obviously I hate to keep saying this, but he's one of those good ball strikers, and he's like a lot of strokes gained off the tee. I feel like this is a course where you could go real low.
I think it's only right that if someone's gonna end the Puerto Rico curse, it has to be someone we pick that week.
Exactly.
So, because we've been the ones hounding all year. Oh, there's no chance they can win. I've been the one hounding all year. There's no chance they can win. No chance they can win. And
well, outside of those two,
picks it. Yeah, outside of those two, it doesn't.
None of the players. It's like
no.
Are people that should be winning on the PGA Tour.
The only person who won again was someone else, and he won the Puerto Rico Open again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. They got to play the Puerto Rico Open again.
Yeah,
I don't know if Tony Finau will, but maybe.
Dude, if I'm a PGA Tour player, I'm staying away from that.
Yeah, I'm staying from this. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Imagine Hovland goes back and wins it again. Like it's like that's just
like
wild.
The rest of his career, he only wins the Puerto Rico Open every year.
Open.
He wins like 82.
Is that one of the is that one of those tournaments that like there's another tournament that week?
It was
in the fall.
One of the WGC tournaments.
I think it might
have been
the
China
Mexico.
one.
Or I think it might have been the China one.
Maybe, I don't know.
I
think it might be a WGC. So if it's a
solid.
WGC, then you won't see Victor Hovland playing in that tournament again because it'll probably just be the WGC.
Yeah, that's true. But okay, so
I'll go with my best bet.
Yeah, best bet. You're your best bet. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not quite plus 200. It's plus 188. But we were talking about this a little bit on the podcast last year. It's Will Zalatoris, top 10 at the Corn Ferry event.
Okay, so I'm the one that kind of found this because I just kept I watched the end of these events because for some reason it's always on after the PGA Tour or whatever. So I watched the end of these events and I always see the leaderboards. So last week Zalatoris, 4th place at the Utah Championship. The King and Bear Championship tied to 3rd place. At the Corn Ferry Sawgrass tournament, he was tied 6th place. T26 before the break.
But he's playing such good golf for the Corn Ferry Tour.
T9 before the break. T34. He doesn't miss cuts at all. He always finishes in the top 20. In the last 3 weeks, he finished in the
Will
top 10.
Zalatoris is going to be my guy when he's on. Is he lefty?
No, I think he's a righty.
Oh, he's a righty. Never mind. But anyway,
he sounds like a lefty.
He does sound like a lefty.
Somebody be lefty.
But yeah, he's going to be my guy when he gets on the PGA Tour.
I think he's a rookie on the Corn Ferry Tour. He went to Wake Forest.
Interesting.
He'll be on the PGA Tour next year, and he'll probably be pretty good too.
Top 10, plus 188. I can't imagine that would be on a random book, but it's on DraftKings Sportsbook. It's on. Yeah, I bet it's on a ton.
We're really dipping on the best bets this week going into the Corn Ferry Tour.
I'm into it though. I'm with the Will Zalatoris bet.
Also, these Corn Ferry Tour events have been pretty electric if you watch the ends of them.
Yeah, because there's guys who it's courses where you can score.
I mean, last week there was a story too.
Every single one of them.
So last week they played the Utah Championship, and Daniel Summerhays, I think is his name, and he's been playing on the Corn Ferry Tour for a little bit. That's his home course, and he's 35 or something like that, and he was all right, before the tournament, he's okay, I'm gonna retire after this tournament, become a high school teacher and coach golf. This is my last tournament, whatever. And he shot a 64 on the last day, and there was a huge rain delay. And that he had the lead, and somebody caught up to, or 2 people caught up to him, and there was a playoff. So he was in a playoff in his last tournament at his home course.
That's crazy.
In the pouring rain, in a playoff. He came up short.
That's unfortunate.
He bogeyed a hole or something on the playoff, but still
yeah, that's awesome.
That was a really good story. As you were watching it, you're wow, this is this guy's last tournament.
All right, Trevor, go ahead.
I'll go my winner, our boy Sungjae Im.
He hasn't been playing great.
Been playing great. But he finished T21 last year, and I think he's a lot better this year than he was last year.
Yeah.
A lot better than he was last year. So that's just I'm just basing off of he played well last year, and he's a lot better. So that's my pick. So he's at 2,500. So not he's kind of near the top, but
he's in the Tony
Finau range, but yeah.
I think that's the tier of player that might win it if you're going with top tier player.
Exactly.
I think a player who the break has been the worst for is probably Sungjae Im.
Probably he was playing the best
so
golf
hot.
in the world.
He was top 10.
Literally playing the best golf in the world. Yeah.
And then we have that break that just sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can find that again.
So in my best bet, I'm gonna keep Brian on the Victor Hovland train. So I'm doing Victor Hovland top 20 at plus 120. As Pat said earlier, he's playing sick all year. He played well last week. T13 last year.
3 straight top 25.
He's
The only problem is whenever we do this, when we're like high on one guy, like they get cut.
Yeah, and especially me because
like
I'm on
first,
3.
First week it was like Matt
I'm
Kuchar.
on 3. He's Hovland's gonna get cut. You know he's gonna get cut.
First week it was Matt Kuchar, where like everybody had a bet on Matt Kuchar and he got cut. We're just like, well.
Then it was Bubba Watson.
Yeah,
Bubba Watson. Then we're Hovland's our guy this week, so let's see if he pays off.
Maybe he'll break that too.
Hopefully he does. But
so he's got to break 2 curses this week. That's tough. That's tough.
And I podcast curse in the Puerto
Rico. It's a lot to ask.
Open.
Yeah, it's a lot to ask.
Yeah.
First round leader this week. So I was
last week we went with Jordan Spieth. He just did like all right.
Played an okay
but like
round.
Mackenzie Hughes was 10 under. He was the first round
leader.
leader.
He shot a 60 in the first round. He was on 59 watch. That was crazy.
We were not.
How about Mackenzie Hughes' finish to?
He came back. He had a bad day on Saturday.
His last 2 holes,
really well.
He made like he was like 2 out of he was like in like 4th, 5th place.
Yeah.
And he made the last 2 holes. He made like a
that was a
50-foot
unreal putt
on like a 90 degrees angle putt. And the last hole he made like a 25-foot putt at least. Like it was super like across the green. It was like, oh my god, this guy just made those were 2
bomb putts. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was that to finish like T3 and like keep
more money,
more status. Yeah.
And, so first round leader, I want to become I'm trying to become like a first round leader specialist, which is like hard, but
very hard.
So I went in,
is a first round leader.
So I went in and looked at round 1 scoring average because I was like, okay, well, first round leader, round 1 scoring average, makes sense. And I was looking and I saw Scotty Scheffler. He's in 4th place in first round scoring average, and the only people that are in front of him are Bryson, Rory, and Cantley. So like those are 3 of the top 15 golfers in the world, and then there's Scotty Scheffler. He did miss the cut last week, but he has pretty good stats all year. He's 10th in strokes gained off the tee, 9th in birdie average, 17th in total scoring. So, like, if somebody's going to go low and plus that first round scoring average and the birdie average, like putting those together.
Plus the value.
At 4,500. If somebody's going to go low and play well in the first round, I think Scotty Scheffler is a good pick.
I like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the betting picks this week. Again, we'll have more on skins on Golf City Bets. Let's cap it off with our birdies and bogeys of the week. Let's have Trevor start this one. We'll go back around.
Yeah, because honestly, I can't remember a birdie right now, so we got to think about it.
Literally, the only birdie I have this week is that, one, I guess caddying's back and I'm making more money. But the only birdie I have is that I keep picking, like, top 2 guys in tournaments. Like, I picked Daniel Berger week 1, Answer last week, and then Streelman this week.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm a listener at home, I'm putting a top 5 bet
on one of my guys.
Poston or Snedeker.
Yeah, right.
I mean, or include him in your DraftKings lineup. I mean, one of them is bound to do
One
well.
of them is bound to do for top 5, yeah. So that's my birdie. My bogey is that I'm just playing the worst golf I've ever played, like, all year. I played with Pat yesterday. I could not. Pat beat me. Just like gross.
5-3.
5-3, and he beat me gross. Like, I shot 85, he shot 84. And I literally cannot make a putt at all. It's for like a week and a half. I haven't been able to make any putts at all.
Put it into perspective. What's the difference between your handicaps? It's like
10. I gave him 10 strokes yesterday in our match, and he beat me gross. But literally can't make a putt at all. I'm going back. I have a tournament on Monday, and I'm going back out today, and just like I'm switching putters. I'm going back. I'm making.
Trev's going with the
I'm
old
going
switch the putter.
I'm going with the Scotty.
Trick.
The Sky that I haven't used in a year and a half. But we'll see how it goes. I don't even know what to expect at this point. I'm just gonna grind on putting all week. So,
my birdie was gonna be that I beat Trevor, but whatever. We'll get away from that. I'll do another highlight around though. Me and Trevor legitimately went almost like back-to-back aces on like the 15th hole.
It was so sick.
Our ball marks were
both
a foot away.
They're both right. They're both like 6 inches from each other, both right in front of the hole.
It was on the story a couple of days ago. Like some of you might saw it. Like they were like both like next to each other.
Yeah,
literally both a foot away. We thought I hit my shot. We thought it might go in. Like I said, go in. And I hit Pat, and Pat hit his shot. Pat was just staring it down, and I saw it land like right next to the hole. I'm like, oh my! Like imagine if both those went in. Like or if I won.
And we got on like camera or something. It would have been Sports Center.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
foreplay every single.
Everybody would have been like,
social media platform.
You edited that. Like no way you got back to backs.
Instead, it wasn't even it came across the hole.
I did birdie it too.
It was literally like I missed the putt. Of course,
yeah.
That's why if you saw in the story I say I suck. That's because I do suck.
I ended that was where I ended the match. That birdie putt.
Yeah, I ended the match on that. And the holes before, you literally 13, Pat hits it to like a foot for birdie.
Yep.
Then 14, he hits it in the bunker, gets to punch out, spins it to like a foot for par. And like I'm standing there, I'm like I'm below in like the gulch. Like I'm like this is unbelievable. I can't do anything, and he's just making everything.
Your boy was ball striking.
Okay.
For three holes, he had like 6 shots.
Of the week?
My bogey of the week is that I could have shot even par on the back if the moment didn't get too big for me. The moment got too big for me.
Immediately after he makes that birdie, we get to 16 tee, and I'm like, dude, you're 1 over par right now in the back 9, and then
shank it right, or not shank, slice it right. Then I like hit a 4-iron like not very far. Then I hit like a wedge sideways again.
Made triple in the hole.
And then I tripled the hole.
Well, something similar happened to me actually. So I would go with my bogey first. I was trying to break 80 the other day, and like I was on a good pace to break 80. I think I was at like
I wish I could break 80.
I was at like a 20. Yeah, I was at like a 28 on the back of like 3 holes to play, and I think I just need the par out to like break 80 or whatever. And like those are like 3 like holes that are parable like pretty easily. And I chose 16th
debatably
hole.
Some of the easiest holes.
16th hole. I literally was like, I was sending snaps to Pat like while I was on the 16th hole because like I was like, you know, I'm gonna pull driver instead of like playing the safe play, whatever. So I pulled driver. I went right of the green, but then I like chipped it to like I don't know 3 feet, 3 putted from 3 feet, which is like it's crazy. I 3 putted from 3 feet, like one past the hole, and then the second one just like lipped out, and then 3 putt. So I was like, crap. So I 3 putted. So there goes that hole. I have to birdie one of these now. 17, I get down there, hit a horrendous tee shot, horrendous approach shot, and I just like 7 on that
would that have been your first break 80?
This year, yeah, would have been 81, 80 is like my low.
That's tough.
And then
moment got too big.
18, I put it like 18.
Theme of the week.
I birdied 18. I put it right next to the hole in 18 and birdied 18, but like went 5 bogey, double bogey. It just like
So what's your birdie?
What?
What's your birdie of the week?
Well, my birdie of the week is also a bogey of the week, kind of.
Okay.
My birdie of the week, I hit my long drive of the year, the other of the summer the other day.
Okay.
300.
Wait, let's put an asterisk on it.
It's
let's
down the hill, down the hill. But I hit my long drive
down
the hill, but it stayed in the fairway, right? Stays in the fairway. So I'm like, I have like 140 in here. Like this should be an easy shot. I might be able to eagle, right? And shanked the next shot. I think I bogeyed.
The moment got too big for you.
I've had like 4 eagle opportunities in the last like 3 rounds that I've played. I have not eagled any of them.
Hopefully the moment's not too big for Trevor at the Connecticut Open qualifier next Monday.
Country Club.
An honorable mention, Caddy Pat is back.
Oh really?
Caddy
Pat is back.
Caddy Pat is back. He's making up for last time because you couldn't caddy last time.
I heard Caddy Pat's on hot water here.
He's 0 for 1.
I'm only 0 for 1 because I didn't get to play in the last one.
He can get the caddy.
I didn't get the caddy in the last one.
But he's 0 for 1. But also, him being there last time, I probably wouldn't have hit 4 shots on 17T if you were there.
Exactly.
He probably would calm me down a little
The
bit.
morale would have been so much better.
Yeah, after I hit that
first shot. We'll see how Caddy Pat does for his record on Monday.
I'm just saying, Pat, you better bring some water because it's every single hole in the back 9 just up and down, up and down, up and down. So
all right, well we'll see. So yeah, that's about it for this week. A little bit of a weird week. We got a little bit of a weird week heading next week too. It's like it's like the work day.
Workday Open that replaced the John Deere.
Yeah, so
I wonder what that field's gonna be like.
Hey, it's gonna be 4th of July weekend. Enjoy some golf. Get outside, play some golf. I know I'll be playing on golf all week.
We'll make some money.
Yeah, if you're in the business.
We'll see you next week.